Women who got issues with men.
They started this shit.
Ayesha Curry type.
You silly.
We just keeping it real. Did y'all see that shit?
I don't know.
Recent Drake concert?
No.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then
You
like
don't
I begin to
even realize
internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're
like,
not looking.
what?
You're not
like,
looking. You're not even.
but I'm gonna tell you something else too.
So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it.
Steph Curry is currently really angry, you guys. And can you really blame him? Because Ayesha Curry was just dragged like never before by Corey Holcomb on his podcast. Following that Drake performance, there is now purportedly private video circulating that depicts her becoming a bit too cozy with one of Steph's own teammates. It's horrible, really. What people have been saying for years. He essentially said aloud. Even worse, according to Corey, Ayesha became upset with Drake's lack of attention at that concert because she couldn't stand sitting in the background while her husband was the center of attention. And that seems to be a recurring issue. Even with all the fame, wealth, and affection she already has, there is a pattern. The same need for approval, the same energy she has been putting forth for years. If what he's claiming is accurate, then this may be the warning sign that Steph disregarded for far too long, and it's now exploding up in his face. Many individuals discovered something that had happened years ago as this fresh purported video began to circulate. One comedian, yes, the same one making headlines today, had already called it out when everyone was still making jokes about that viral Drake concert scene. He spoke what many others were afraid to say aloud. That Ayesha appeared uneasy about giving her spouse the limelight. That she was so desperate for attention that she couldn't function without it.
I always got some good family up here with me when it's, you know what's about to be a party with me?
Everyone dragged him for it at the time. They accused him of being untidy, rude, and even envious of their union. However, now that film has reportedly been leaked, many are beginning to realize that he may have anticipated it all along. He gave a detailed account of that concert moment back then. When Drake met Steph, Ayesha allegedly appeared annoyed but failed to recognize her. He asserted that she was so desperate for that approval that it was too late when Drake attempted to patch things up by referring to her as a lovely queen.
Woman was so mad that Drake was speaking to her husband and not giving her all the credit. Look up the video.
I'm gonna have to watch
She
it.
probably thought Drake was flirting with her husband.
When Drake saw how upset she was, he said, and his beautiful queen, whatever, he tried to give her, but no, that wasn't good enough.
It was too.
Furthermore, if it is accurate to say that her actions following the event went too far, then perhaps the entire tirade wasn't just hate speech, but rather a warning that no one wanted to hear. That's the problem, you see. Looking back, this wasn't a sudden development. For years, the indications have been present. Ayesha had made it rather obvious that she had always desired attention before this whole thing went south. She acknowledged in one interview that she had no actual desire to marry or start a family. She claimed that after meeting Steph, things occurred too quickly and that she had seen herself as a career girl.
So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it.
Perhaps that's when things started to change since ever then. She seems to have been attempting to establish herself as more than just Steph Curry's wife. Then you include the moment that everyone remembers, when she claimed to have missed male attention on Red Table Talk. She stated it out loud. I enjoy male attention, which may sound strange. On camera, Sonia even warned her that thinking that way could put her in danger, because it had all the information people needed to understand what was actually happening beneath the surface. That one statement stayed.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then like
You
I
don't
begin to
even realize
internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with
You're
me?
not.
like,
You're not looking.
what?
You're not
like,
looking. You're not even.
But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When your radar's turned off, because I dealt with that for years too. Like, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
like, oh my God. I mean,
because I don't want it, but
yeah.
it'd be nice to know that, like,
someone's looking. But
That
when
can
your
get
radar's
dangerous.
turned off,
The most absurd thing is that she has done something every few years after that time that makes that old comment seem less like an overshare and more like a confession. For example, do you recall the real-life incident where a waitress without a shirt left and feigned to remove her wedding band? No one was laughing, even though it was meant to be a joke. It's like she really wants to be a 304, but she doesn't want to lose that envy meme and married status, said enraged NBA fans. And to be honest, they kind of had a point because it looks horrible to pretend to take off your ring on national television while your husband is one of the biggest names in sports. It didn't end there either. She claimed in a tweet during the NBA Finals that the league was rigged following one of Steph's defeats. Because she was unable to control her emotions online, she practically put his reputation in danger during the championship season. For example, picture yourself criticizing the NBA on Twitter while your spouse is vying for another ring. Ride or die energy isn't what that is. That is anarchy.
Piece, Mrs. Curry tweeted intimating that the league is fixed and they won this Game 7. That'll be part of the news. Steph is going to be on the off days, big part of this news, throwing the mouthpiece, hitting the fan.
And that's Ayesha's problem. Whenever she is in the spotlight, something always goes wrong and Steph has to clean up the damage. She always manages to make news, and not in a positive way, regardless of how discreet he tries to be. Everything is beginning to seem related, including the tweets, the interviews, and these fresh rumors. Because you have to believe someone when they keep telling you who they are. This is where things literally start to get a bit too close for comfort. Because based to rumors circulating online, Ayesha was apparently seen backstage with one of his teammates that same evening following Drake's performance, not with Steph. Additionally, many who swear they witnessed it describe the body language as dubious, too casual, too familiar, as if the person had lost sight of the boundaries. Of course, no identities have been mentioned yet, but based on the description, it seems to be a bit too similar to what that previous audio rant warned of. One NBA wife is becoming too close to the wrong person, and it makes sense why this went viral so quickly when you think about it. It's not only messy, but it's betrayal on home court for her to be in a private moment with someone from Steph's own circle. To be clear, no proof has been found. Even though this is merely conjecture at the moment, people are sneering at the prospect since this dynamic has been observed previously. Ayesha has a habit of getting a little too close to the boys when the cameras are running, laughing too loudly at jokes, and hanging around behind the guys during post-game festivities. It's easy to understand why so many people find this rumor credible when you combine it with her public admissions, her need for male attention, her vulnerabilities, and her never-ending quest for approval. Furthermore, to be honest, she has been criticized for attention-seeking behavior before. When Ayesha shared a series of bikini pictures from her birthday trip back in March 2025, they went viral. She was wearing a gray leopard print swimsuit, celebrating her 36th birthday, and posing on a yacht with pals. Although the pictures initially appeared innocuous, the response quickly became apparent. She was quickly reminded that she had previously made fun of women for exposing too much skin on the internet. Wasn't she the one judging women that posted these types of pics? Was one commenter's exact statement. People then began making connections once more. In interviews, she has even stated that she has been attending therapy for years in an effort to focus on herself and find balance. Now that you think about it, though, perhaps that therapy is more than just self-care. Perhaps it's about securing things that are already beginning to break.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. What I realized is, like, if you lose, like for me being married and like with my husband, if you lose all of those things that were interesting about you.
And to be honest, that speaks volumes because when you zoom out and see Steph's recent movements, it seems more like someone attempting to maintain an image than a marriage. After every viral event, he has been patient and has defended her. He even just clapped back at Killer Mike when he labeled her embarrassing. Steph has been playing the part of the devoted husband for years, grinning through uncomfortable interviews and acting as though nothing ever bothers him. However, according to insiders, this time is different, because it would be blatant treachery if Corey Holcomb actually had video linking Ayesha to another player. Here's the problem, though. Steph shared a new picture of herself with Ayesha and the children just a few days after the rumor began to gain traction. As always, the image is flawless, full of love and happiness. If you examine it more closely, though, it seems more like a publicity stunt than a family moment. Damage control masquerading as household joy. Fans are now divided on this subject. Some claim that people misinterpret Ayesha's statements since she has been open about her fears. Others, however, believe that Corey Holcomb revealed the true reason why Steph has been being cautious in public. Because Steph's recent silence and the change in how they've been perceived together would be explained if there is any truth to this private tape, and she truly crossed boundaries with a colleague. Additionally, it's possible that Corey Holcomb didn't share that clip in order to cause chaos. Perhaps he was alerting Steph before the situation worsened.